Welcome to the Mainstay. As I like to say, live from Rock Hall, it's Saturday night. What a special treat this evening. Old friends of many of you. People here have history with Robin and Linda, and that's particularly endearing. That's wonderful. I can't think of several stories that involve Robin and Linda, and Robin, I won't go into the story, but Robin told me about a particularly interesting story about a dog the last time they were here. But I can appreciate that because I have my own dog stories, and I can't help but think that you've been together a long time doing this sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
And I won't presume to ask you
We went through 4 dogs.
And 4 dogs were invented. And what that rings a bell with me, of course, is that, you know, if you're in a long-standing relationship with somebody after years and years and years, and this is probably not true for you two, but you kind of lose your sensitivity after a while to each other. And I know that happened to me a few times in a long-term relationship. I remember in particular, and it's a dog story, the woman that I was living with for a very long time, she had a dog that she absolutely adored, and the dog died. And she was crestfallen. She was just really just beside herself for a couple days. And I decided that I had to really do something to help. So I went out and I checked on a few places where I knew that I might find a replacement for that dog. And wouldn't you know it, I found a dog that was almost exactly identical to her dog. Almost exactly. It was uncanny. And I got the dog and I brought it home and I presented it to her, and she looked at me and she scowled and she just struck out at me and she said, "Now what am I going to do with 2 dead dogs?" Thank you very much. I knew that was going to hit some icons around here, but it could have been worse. Could have been an oyster joke. But anyway, let's welcome Robin and Linda Williams.
That was a dead dog story to get started here. Well, we're thrilled to be back here in Rock Hall. It's really great time of year. It's a beautiful day to drive up here, and nice to see so many of y'all come out to see us. I'm Linda Williams, if you've not seen us before, and this is my present husband, Robin Williams. This is actually our 50th anniversary year. Here's a song we wrote about a pickin' party, as I recall, on Plank Road. Well, Charlie, you're a good old boy. Charlie, you're all right. Charlie, open up the store. We're coming down tonight. Out where you can see the stars and the living is slow. We'll eat potluck and pull guitars down an old plank road. Oh, down an old plank road. We'll eat potluck and pull guitars down an old plank road. We're meeting down at Charlie's store. We're going to sing and pick major, minor, modal, in every chord and note. We're crooning, howling, yodel down an old plank road. Oh, down an old plank road. We're crooning, howling, yodel down an old plank road. Steel, paper, ink, and lead, just trying to figure out what's real and what's just in my head. And when I get all bottled up and ready to explode, I'll throw the axe into the truck, head down to Old Plank Road. Oh, down to Old Plank Road. I'll throw the axe into the truck, down to Old Plank Road. sister and her oldest girl, they sing so good together. Jason, he can make me laugh, and he just keeps getting better. Mary's got a sweet new one about her Timmy O, and John is everybody's man down on Old Plank Road. Oh, down on Old Plank Road. John is everybody's man down on Old Plank Road. Charlie, you're a good old boy. Charlie, you're all right. Charlie, open up the store. We're coming down tonight. Oh, down Old Plank Road. Charlie, open up the store. We're coming down tonight.
Thank you so much. Thanks. Really nice to be here. Come on roads we haven't driven in a long while. It's always a treat to get over here in the Delmarva area of the world.
Drove through our nation's capital today and saw all the beautiful monuments, and traffic wasn't too bad, really, coming Saturday through right through downtown Washington. And I always get all excited. You know, how many times have you seen them? But I don't know. I get all
100.
The Lincoln Memorial. No, just really. I get
Well,
all.
we come from the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia. We've lived there pretty much our whole married life, 49 years. When we first moved there, we had some old-time neighbors that helped us make it through our first few years there. Jake and Lila Rao, and Lila, neither one of them read or write, could read or write. How about that?
Didn't have any schooling.
They had no learning, as they used to say. Linda used to go down and read their mail.
At their request.
At their request, yeah.
Just kidding.
And,
Against the law, I think.
and Lila had a car, had her own car. She was so proud of that. It was a 1963 black Valiant. Some of you, I'm looking at this audience here tonight, and I can tell a lot of you remember the 1963
With
Valiant.
red vinyl interior.
And she was so proud of that. And every once in a while in the summertime, getting along the 1st of June, the 1st of August, she would say, Linda, come on, let's get in my car and go pick some berries. She had her favorite berry spot. And so Linda would go, and they'd go out. Lila wouldn't tell you where it was unless she really trusted you. And they go out there, and Linda came back from one of the berry picking excursions. And she had a big smile on her face. She said, you wouldn't believe what Lila said. And I said, I have no idea what Lila said, because Lila had a way of putting words together. She once talked about hitting her husband because he was drunk, you know, and she said, he came at me and I swung back quicker than a fart on a hot griddle, she said. I mean, so you never knew what was coming out of Lila's mouth. But evidently Lila at one point put down her bucket and just looked over to the Allegheny Mountains and said, look at them old hills. I love them. I love them old hills. They give your eyes a place to rest, she said.
Really? That's exactly what I did. And ended a few years later figuring out how to make that into a song called These Old Dark Hills.
When day is done and the work is through, I see the old familiar view of those faithful confidants of stone, truer friends I've never known. These old dark hills on which sore eyes can rest. These old dark hills distant time, blowing lonesome through the pine, from where the ancient wilderness was free of uninvited guests. These old dark hills on which sore eyes can rest. These old dark hills, ridge after ridge to the west. Father of the timber and the cold, mother to the music on my soul, oh, sister to the quiet and serene, brother to the land of broken dreams. Oh, their grace and majesty speak silently to me and hold my gaze lovingly. How I ever long to see these old dark hills on which sore eyes can rest. These old dark hills, ridge after ridge to the west, ridge after ridge to the west.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Yeah, we were coming across the Chesapeake Bridge today. They got hit by a couple of gusts, you know, as you're riding up there, all of a sudden the car goes like that. Yeah, okay. It's windy out there today. Kind of reminded me of where we used to live. We lived in the cultural and the intellectual mecca of Middlebrook, Virginia for about 42
years.
42 years. There's not much to see there, but you made up for it in what you hear. In any case, I used to hate days like that today when I lived in Middlebrook, because there was always a tree branch coming down and you had to get out and clear the trees off the fences and things like that. And I looked at the yard today as we came into Rock Hall here, full of leaves, full of branches. And for some reason, that it kind of brought to mind this next song, because it involves a farm, a wedding present we gave each other. It was our 32nd wedding anniversary. Anybody here been married 32 years to the same person? Okay. Well, a few of you raised your hand. A few of you are embarrassed to say it, but those people who raise their hands, they know how important the 32nd wedding anniversary is. It is, ladies and gentlemen, of course, the farm implement anniversary, and we gave ourselves a.
It can be very expensive too.
We gave ourselves a spray rig for our tractor, and never thinking that it would cause the kind of arguments that couples sometimes get into. This one caused a raging argument, and you know how it is. You look back over the incident and you think how stupid it was. In this case, it was Linda wanted to read the directions, and I saw absolutely no need. And then months and months of
I don't want to say it's men, but I don't know.
months and months of aggravation just kind of went into this one fight, and it went on for hours, and it was the worst fight we ever had. About 3 times, one of us would leave. You know, we would leave. I'm out of here forever. I am never coming back. And you get outside the door and you forget, oh, I didn't say this, and then back in you go for another 4 hours. Well, anyhow, to make a long story interesting, we got over it. We got over it. We made up. And the next day, I was surprised because the sun was coming up, and all of a sudden, I got a nudge in the back of my back right here, and it was Linda waking up early. Linda waking up early. And I knew something was on her mind. She said, Robert, I got an idea for a song. And we said, what? She said, well, let's write a song about last night. And the blood left my face. I just couldn't. I pulled the covers over my head and said, no, dear, we don't want to write a song about that fight. And she said, no, really, I got an idea. What was your idea? Do you remember?
For Better or Worse.
Yeah.
I believe was the name of the song.
Well, that was the name of the
song.
Okay,
what was my idea? I don't remember.
Well, the way you said it was, it doesn't make any difference because we got a song out of it.
Yeah.
For Better or Worse, that's the name of the song.
Yeah.
You ready?
For Better or Worse, we're going to stay married.
Yeah, exactly. Even at that point, we couldn't envision starting over, you know? Who wants to get over married? Who wants to start over now, you know?
Really?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now I don't want to get out of bed. I think I'll hide under the covers instead. Cause we didn't settle things last night. Now we're both still mad and it's getting light. For better or worse, that's what we said. Standing in the church when we were wed. We didn't really understand those vows, but we know what they mean now. For better or worse, for better or worse, we slam doors, we shout and curse. It's such a struggle to make things work, but we love each other for better or worse. We love each other for better or worse. And now last night we went round and round, covering the same old ground, all round up, blistering the air, acting tough and getting nowhere. Well, this time we make things right. We just keep having the same old fight. We can't stay stuck in a rut. We gotta get out so we can make up. For better or worse, for better or worse, we slam doors, we shout and curse. It's such a struggle to make things work, but we love each other for better or worse. We love each other for better or worse. The ties are bound, we gotta make them strong if we want to take the long road home. A true trust and faith, we're gonna need them every day. Stiff-necked pride is no good friend. It makes you break when you just need to bend. That's good advice, well now go use it. Get out of bed and face the music. For better or worse, for better or worse, we slam doors, we shout and curse. It's such a struggle to make things work, but we love each other for better or worse. We love each other for better or worse. Yeah, we love each other for better or worse. We love each other for better or worse. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. So let's see. That was written after the 32nd wedding anniversary.
My pillow fell out of my band.
What happened?
I got it. I can do this. There are some things I can do. I got a bad ankle, so I can't stand up and play anymore, which is really a bad thing. I love to stand up and play. It's the way it is. But this is one.
Well, the last one was after the 32nd anniversary, which you think is a long time to be married, 32 years.
This one was?
No, the last one, for better or worse.
Oh, yeah.
And this one was after, what, 48?
Yeah, almost. It was just a couple of years ago. 2 or 3
48
years
years.
ago.
So imagine you're like us, trying to write a song about being in love with someone you've been with for 48 years. It was tough. It was tough. It really was, you know. But then, and then,
it was so hard.
Really made it hard because we couldn't get Linda to keep having operations on her ankle. She had 7 operations on her ankle. Every time we turned around, we'd get going, thinking the songs were right. She'd go back, and we'd have to go through rehab again. But one time in one of her rehabs, she was listening to some music. Jay Unger and Mollie Mason had a great record out called The Lover's Waltz. And,
It's all instrumental, and it was so great. We've known Jay and Mollie for nearly the whole time we've been playing together, and it was just great to listen to him. And I was kind of dreaming, listening to the Lover's Waltz, this beautiful waltz that Jay wrote. And I thought, we ought to write a song called The Old Lover's Waltz. The Old Lover's Waltz.
Why is that?
Because we're old and still together. And
we remember what it was like to be lovers.
we used to be. Too much information, yeah. Way too much. Anyway, The Old Lover's Waltz. But it was fun, and it just kind of really rolled off, I mean, sometimes you get an idea and you think, that'll work, and then you struggle with the song, and finally you have to put it away and bring it back, and put it away and bring it back, and finally get the beat on it. But this one came pretty quick.
There's a touch of the past in the old lover's waltz. Can't play it too fast or the beauty is lost. Each vote has a purpose, each beat has a pause. There's so much that goes into the old lover's waltz. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You learn how to follow, you learn how to lead. And when you're gliding with ease and stepping light, the old lover's waltz, you're doing it right. It's not all the laughter out there on the floor, but if it's true love you're after, you'll come back for more. For the pleasure is real and well worth the cost when you capture the feel of the old lover's waltz. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You learn how to follow, you learn how to lead. And when you're gliding with ease and stepping light, the old lover's waltz, you're doing it right. You'll be happy that you took the chance, and grateful you learned how to dance.
2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You learn how to follow, you learn how to lead. And when you're gliding with ease and stepping light, the old lover's waltz, you're doing it right. And when you're gliding with ease and stepping light, the old lover's waltz, you're doing it right.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your kindness. We appreciate you being nice to us. We appreciate you being being applause. Applauding. We appreciate you applauding, but for being a nice audience to us, there's a price you pay. That's when we start singing songs we don't know.
We aspire to know them.
We want to know them. We want to know them, and we were talking with Matt about how you can sit around all day long and play these songs in your living room, but you got to get them up on stage. And if you don't do that, then the songs might as well, as far as Robin and Linda are concerned, not exist. So here we go. We got a modern day murder ballad coming at you, a 21st century murder ballad. Taking us back to the days when we first started learning how to play the guitar in the early 60s. Folk music was almost caught on. Folk music was popular. It was on the radio, you know. And people, every one year there was no one playing guitars, and the next year every high school in the nation had people playing guitars, and they were all singing murder ballads. They were singing songs like the banks of the Ohio, and people, these pretty women dying, and it was not like we sang them mournfully. We were so happy to be able to sing and play the guitar. We just sang them gleefully, you know, and it was like, I asked my love to take up one, and we just screamed, and that was the basis. That's how we learned them. Now 50 years later, here we are, still writing murder ballads. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Here's one called 10 Miles Down, 9 Mile Road. Check on that.
That's the one.
That's what it
The guitar's a little old and it's cranky sometimes.
Up.
Sorry, Mr. Williams. Wrong again.
Can't always be right.
Can't always be right. That's right.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're out of the living room, I understand. But we'll start again. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's too fast.
All right, count it off then. You count it off.
1, 2, 3.
10 miles down the 9 Mile Road, the Wilson homestead lies. A farmer with 2 worthless sons, but a daughter who was strong. She nursed the land and that old man until the day he died. Dolly Wilson was her name, and to her I was drawn. Made me feel so worthy, but anything that feels that good can make you feel that bad. She breathed hot words into my neck and scratched me without mercy, then called me by her brother's names whenever she got mad. 10 miles down the 9 Mile Road, before I realized that Dolly's love was poison. Now it's too late to turn back. 10 miles down the 9-mile road, in the early flower of age, I was an open book till Dolly Wilson turned the page. Envy born from weakness made the brothers meet, and they ran the farm into the ground till nothing there would grow. Their scorn stoked her anger like a flame to gasoline, and soon their days were numbered. 10 miles down the 9-mile road, 10 miles down the 9-mile road, lying just around the bend, Dolly Wilson's poison love, here I come again. 10 miles down the 9-mile road, all potholes and gravel, where any tie that binds can always be unraveled. Who can say what love weighs, but you know it's heavy. Yeah, it's a burden knowing what no one else can know. They found the brothers mangled beneath the tractor by the levee. Cain's been raised again, 10 miles down the 9-mile road, 10 miles down the 9-mile road. That's where I make my stand. For Dolly Wilson's poison love, I am now what I am. 10 miles down the 9-mile road, silhouetted on a hill, 3 tombstones stand alone against the winter chill. 10 miles down the 9-mile road, where angels fear to tread, and the living get no peace from being haunted by the dead.
Speaking of the song, there's a story in a book of short stories by Annie Proulx. She's a real good writer. I haven't read a lot of her stuff recently, but I remember reading. There's a kind of a story that kind of reminds me of that song. Anyway, do you figure out how do you think of things like that? Sometimes you just gotta steal ideas from other people, put them in a different form.
And sometimes you have a friend named Scott Miller who comes up and says, I've got this song called 10 Miles Down the 9-Mile Road I need a little help with.
Yes.
So we did. And now we're going to sing a Scott Miller song.
Oh,
is that not
yes,
true?
Yes.
Yes.
A good friend of ours from Stanton, Virginia, back in Stanton, Virginia now, has gone to Knoxville for a while, but back home he's a farmer and a really great songwriter and a good friend. And I just love this song he wrote, called Someday and Sometime. Some days will never be enough. Some days will always be too much. Some days your work is all in vain. Some days ain't worth a blessed thing. Some days you're called upon to help. Some days you have to help yourself. Sometimes the worst thing is the truth. Sometimes your best will still not do. What do you want? What do you want? You got to get it on your own. Your mother's headed to Kentucky for a while. What do you want? What do you want? You'll have to get it on your own someday and sometime. Some days you wish it just would end. Some days you want to live again. Some days are harder than the rest. Some days are easy to forget. Sometimes you get just what you want. Sometimes you had it all along. Some days you don't know where to go. Sometimes you're not supposed to know. What do you want? What do you want? You got to get it on your own. Your mother's headed to Kentucky for a while. What do you want? What do you want? You'll have to get it on your own someday and sometime. Some people live life from the heart. Some people find that way too hard. Some people know where they belong. Some people decide to move on. What do you want? What do you want? You got to get it on your own. Your mother's headed to Kentucky for a while. What do you want? What do you want? You have to get it on your own someday and sometime. Yeah, good song. Brought this song back. We kind of wrote it a few years ago. We have a cousin, Robin's cousin, that ran a homeless shelter for 40 some years in Atlanta. She and her husband and another couple, and it was we went and we stayed there a couple of times. It was eye-opening. You know, you kind of get a feel for what that might be like, but you really can't unless you've been there. And anyway, so with that in mind, and other things, just people that you see on the street. When you live in the country, you don't see that many. We didn't have very many homeless people when we lived out in the countries, but in town, in our little town of Stanton, Virginia, there's places where there are those people, and they're there. And, they have to move around to stay out of the way of the authorities and everything. But it just breaks your heart, and you wish you could just bring them all to your house. But anyway, we
Straighten them out.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Dry them up.
Whatever. Anyway, so we wrote this song called "Invisible Man," which I read that book that I can't think of his name right now. Who again? Yes, Ralph Ellison wrote. I wrote it a long time ago, and it didn't even. We started writing this song and called it "Invisible Man." It didn't dawn on me until about a year later that that's the name of that Ralph Ellison book. Luckily, you can't copyright titles, so I didn't get in any trouble for it.
We didn't get sued.
It's called "Invisible Man." Invisible Man. I'm invisible man. When you see me, I'm not there. Unnoticed, so no one cares. But I've got a driver's license from Birmingham. I keep it to remind me who I am. 'Cause I'm invisible man. I'm invisible man. My box says this end up. It's where I sleep and keep my stuff. In a country of cardboard and cement, a shrine to the great embarrassment. I'm invisible man. I'm invisible man. I ain't lost, I'm just misplaced. And just 'cause you can't see my face, well, you judge me for a life misspent, for being 2 paychecks shy of rent. I'm invisible man. I'm invisible man. I'm your sister. I'm your mother. I live in hiding, tucked under cover. I'll do anything for a ride in your car, for a little spare change, for a drink in a bar. I'm invisible man. I'm invisible man. You don't know me, you know who I'm not. I fought in Afghanistan and Iraq. I don't sleep at night, I can't stand my dreams. I've fallen into the vast unseen. I'm invisible man. I'm invisible man. I live in Tampa and LA and every town along the way, from New York City to the San Francisco Bay. My home is Shantytown, USA. I'm invisible man. I'm invisible man. I'm invisible
Thank you very much. We appreciate you being here for the first set. We hope you'll stick around for the second. Robin and Linda Williams will take a 15-minute break
The doors will be locked.
for
so,
20
you know.
minutes. And And then we'll be back in a half hour after this next song. This next song.
Don't leave yet.
Thank you, Becky. That was Becky. Thank you very much, Becky. So as soon as this next song is over with, Becky will, of course, turn the light back on, and we hope that you will. What's going on? There are drinks back there. Oysters, yes, that's what's going on.
A bar of oysters.
Yeah.
And all the
Okay.
shucked oysters, right? Free. Mainly, I swear, yes. Mainly
Go
they're
ahead, Linda.
free.
Say that a lot. Say
Free
that fast.
and shucked, and
Say-
there's
say
stuff
it-
to put
say
on
it
them
real fast,
out there, and yummy.
So anyhow, we will say that Becky will turn the lights back on. I'll go. I don't know what Linda's going to do. I'm going to go over there to the CD table. Yes, for a short time only. There are CDs of Robert and Linda Williams in Rock Hall, Maryland. So if you still have a car that has a CD player in it, we think it would be a good addition for you. And please come over there. We also have a email mailing list, which is an important part of what we do, along with the social media that we try to do.
Yeah.
And so we have the email mailing list. Please sign up on it. Is there
We send a
anything
little
else?
newsletter out every month, pretty much, right?
Every month.
Robin, he starts it, and then we talk about it, and then
And then I finish.
we try to mostly get all the corrected things. And the minute you send them out, people are no, you mean September 24th when you're going to be there. Oh yeah, okay. So then we have like appendixes to the amendments and appendixes to the mailing list. We're gonna. This is a song from what we call them the Middlebrook songs that came out of Middlebrook lore, and this is a story of a real nice guy who had a father who was not a real nice guy, just a kind of a gruff, mean guy. I don't know. He got born on the wrong side of the bed, and he.
Lived his life there.
Lived his life there. Yeah. It was kind of, if you were in the same line at the supermarket, you just get out of the line so that you didn't have to be close to him. And it was just really hard for this young man after he got up. He went into the same profession as his father, and which was roofing. And he, people we called him up. We needed some work done on an old tin roof, and we called him up and. We said, hey, could you come by and look at this problem we got with our roof one time? He goes, yeah. He said, I'd be glad to come by. So I want you to know right up, I'm not like my father, okay? And it's like every single time, So we wrote this song for.
Well, we didn't. We wrote it. We kind of wrote it, but then we decided there was no need to write it because everybody would know who it was about. So we just decided not to do it. But then we wrote it, years later, right?
Right.
After we moved.
After
he died.
Yeah, the father died.
The father died and the son had moved
We
away.
left there, we moved 12 miles into the Stanton, Virginia, the Queen City of the Shenandoah Valley, as they like to say, which it is a very nice town. But anyway, we finished this song, and we kind of like it.
And we're going to dedicate it to Donald Trump's grandkids.
There you go.
It's called Living Your Bad Name Down. Okay. Hey, did you hear he's going to get tried as being an adult?
Oh yeah, age.
Age, yeah, exactly.
Oh, ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Sour apples, they don't fall too far from the tree. That is what the neighbors all say when you look at me. I know just how a fox feels running from the hounds, 'cause I have spent my whole life living your bad name down. Living your bad name down. Oh, living your bad name down. Laying shame the hard knocks king. Living your bad name
shallow, narrow minds and memories of dead-end streets. I'm gonna leave them all behind. I'm gonna give it one good long last look, then back out of this town and go someplace where I won't be living your bad name down, living your bad name down. Oh, I'm living your bad name down. Blame, shame, the hard knocks king, living your bad name down, living your bad name down. Oh, I'm living your bad name down. Blame, shame, the hard knocks king, living your bad name down.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was so sweet. We'll be right back. find out if we're ready. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
I guess we're ready.
What a special treat, huh?
Yeah.
Remember that time we were at the KAC and there was a bat or something in the room? And you don't remember that. I remember that. Anyway, I want to tell you briefly about some of the upcoming events. Here at the Mainstay, where there's something going on just about every week of the year. And tomorrow at 4 o'clock, we have a classical series, a mini-series of classical recitals. And we have Hugh and Mata. It's a piano duo, or I'm not sure which comes first, and at 4 o'clock. And it's two people who play at the same keyboard. And I've heard the recordings, and they're pretty impressive. Interesting selection of material, all classical music. If you're a fan of classical music. Next weekend, we don't have any music, but there's a strange gathering of women dressed as witches in our backyard, and it's kind of evolved over the past year into a woman's weekend. That's a Saturday event, and they will be doing a witches dance in the back and all kinds of other womanly things, I guess. I don't know. That takes us into early November. Many of you know who Joe Holt is. Joe Holt is a jazz pianist, but also an impresario who puts together these remarkable programs once a month on the first Friday of each month, which we cleverly call First Friday. And he has a guest star named Brad Chairs. Now, how many of you are from the area who might know Brad Chairs? Okay? And I don't know this man, but I understand that he is like the cat's pajamas. He's a vocalist, he's an actor, he's a director, but I guess it's his singing that really brings people out. And we're told to expect quite a response on the part of Kent County from that. Open mic next, the 8th of November at 7 o'clock. Not your typical open mic. I won't brag about it. On the 11th of November, we're very excited. It's an annual visit by jazz pianist Dick Durham, who you won't believe this guy. He's Oscar Peterson, who lives in Church Hill, and it's impressive. It's amazing when you run to I don't use this word very often, but a genius, and who's your next door neighbor installing solar panels, and he's the man. And then I'll round out this announcement with the 18th of November, another Saturday, when Sue Matthews and Robert Red come together in a program that they're calling Ella and Ellington. And it's a cross-section of the Great American Songbook as best portrayed by Duke Ellington and Ella Fitzgerald. So that's it. That's what's coming up. But we're here for the rest of this evening. Glad that you came out tonight. Let's welcome back Robin and Linda.
Thank you very much. It's always nice to have a crowd for the second set. And so we'll start off here with a nod to two of the greats in country music. First one is Jimmy Rogers. He was the father of country music. First man ever inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. The singing brakeman, the blue yodeler. Here's one of his tunes called the Mississippi Delta Blues.
Little lady. I got the other ones. 1, 2, 3. Wait, my foot set. Okay, that feels pretty good. 1, 2, 3. With friends around and even pals I know are true, I'm homesick, lonesome and blue. There's no one here to cheer me when I'm alone, longing for my Mississippi home. Way down on the Delta, on the Mississippi shore, in that muddy water, how I long to be once more. When shadows creep about and the whippoorwill fall call. You can hear your mama shout, come in here, you all. Way down on the Delvey, strolling in the pale moonlight. You can see those steamboats and the fields of snowy white. There's a feeling I can't lose, muddy water in my shoes, when I get the Mississippi Delta blues. Ole-tee, 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 hey. Ain't it all right here, Oh, get back on that track. There you go.
There it is.
Well, I love to hear the old folks sing those melodies. Swanee River, you're calling me. And that sweet magnolia perfume floating on the breeze. And way down south is where I long to be. Way down on the Delta, on the Mississippi shore, in that muddy water, how I long to be once more. When shadows creep about and the whippoorwills call, you can hear your mama shout, come in here, you all. Way down on the levee, strolling in the pale moonlight, you can see those steamboats and the fields of snowy white. There's a feeling I can't lose, muddy water in my shoes, when I get the Mississippi Delta blues. There's a feeling I can't lose, muddy water in my shoes, when I get the Mississippi Delta blues. Ole-tee, 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 hey. That's a good one.
Thank you so much. And of course, you know, the second one we'll sing about the great country music is the one and only Hank Williams. No one wrote him and sang him like Hank. We were fortunate enough to answer the phone one day, and it was somebody in Emmylou Harris's entourage, office, business.
One of her people.
And he called us up to tell us that she was going to record a song of ours, a song that we wrote about Hank Williams. And it was just one of those times where I was so glad I answered the phone. Usually the phone rings and I think, that's not good. And but we answered it this time. It was one of Emmylou's people calling us. Emmylou's people calling us, because we don't have people. And
We have some people, but not people like that.
so anyhow, it was great. She sang it for years on stage, and still a bonnet, it's still a, what is it? How do I say this? It's not a bee in the bonnet. It's a star in our crown.
Yes,
It's a star in our crown.
To have yes. Well, and I'm just a big fan. I grew up in born in Anniston and grew up in Montgomery when I was a little kid, Alabama, and that was in the late 40s and early 50s, and Hank Williams was about the only thing that you heard on the radio down there, and I thought that was probably the only music there was, and that was a good start for me. I liked it. So we wrote this song called, but he had a hard end, you know, he died young and had a hard end. And so we wrote this song about that called Rollin' and Ramblin', the Death of Hank Williams. A one, a two, a three. Folks in Nashville slam the door, say we don't want you anymore. Find your own way down the road. Pack your fiddle and your guitar. Take a train or take a car. Find someone else to keep you from the cold. Rolling and rambling, the women loved him half to death. He sang with the whiskey on his breath. His heart broke like a child's. Rolling and rambling, the sun is set out on the trail. The hobos drifted up the rail. He's taken his last ride. Sang the blues like it was all he ever knew. He didn't sing at all that night. He was pale and as he dozed, he didn't know his time had closed. So made the backseat to the right. Rolling and rambling, the women loved him half to death. He sang with whiskey on his breath. His heart broke like a child's. Rolling and rambling, the sun is set out on the trail. The hobos drifted up the rail. He's taken his last ride. So they sent him on a night train south, through the cities and the rural routes. Just one more place to go. Oh, the whistle sang the bluest note, just like it came from his own throat. Moaning sad and crying low. Rolling and rambling, the women loved him half to death. He sang with a whiskey on his breath. His heart broke like a child's. Rolling and rambling, the sun is set out on the trail. The hobos drifted up the rail. He's taken his last ride. Rolling and rambling, the sun is set out on the trail. The hobos drifted up the rail. He's taken his last ride.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh,
All right, time to switch.
that's a hard switch from there.
This what?
I don't know. I said it's a hard switch. I feel like I want to do a Hank song, but
Well, we could.
what could we do? I want to do a Hank song.
Well, you want to sing a Hank song? Sing Coco Heart.
Oh, I could maybe. Haven't done it in a while. Could you handle it if I didn't? We do a Hank Williams tribute show. Do 3 of them. 2 of them usually every year. But this year we're doing three of them just around New Year's. We get a whole little troupe together. It's really, really fun. And where do I play that?
Well, for years and years and years, Linda, you played it at
What,
G at 5.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
what.
you. It's so great to have someone who can remember things like that.
Thank you, dear. Thanks a lot. I finally earned my keep.
But anyway, we get together with other people and play at the Birchmere in Washington, D.C., and play at a really nice theater up in Baltimore that escapes me right now. And then we're going to do
the Creative Alliance. Baltimore's not that far away. Some of you people, you just might want to feel the Christmas spirit. And if you did, we would encourage you to go to see us in between Christmas and New Year's at the Creative Alliance in Baltimore. Not that far. All you have to do is just sign up on the Robin and Linda Williams email, and we will let you know. We will be there. For those of you who need public transportation, I don't think we can help you.
If you could hitchhike to somewhere, if you could. But there's a great fiddle player up in Baltimore, and a great bass player that are with a band called oh boy,
Charm City Junction.
who?
Charm City Junction.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, Charm City.
I was going to throw it in there, but
Charm City Junction, yeah, and it's Patrick McAvenue. And I can't think of Dave's last name.
Alex Longmont.
Oh, it's Alex. So it's not Dave. He's only been with us 2 years. I mean, it takes it, but it's so much fun. I think that's the last time I sang this song. I try so hard, my dear, to show that you're mine. Every dream, yet you're afraid each thing I do is just some evil thing, a memory from your lonesome past puts us so far apart. Your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart. Another love before my time made your heart sad and blue, and so my heart is paying now for things I didn't do. In anger, unkind words were said that made the teardrops start. Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart? There was a time, thank you. There was a time when I believed that you belonged to me. But now I know you're shackled to a memory. The more I learn to care for you, the more we drift apart. Why can't I feel your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart? Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart? I don't do that very often. You all are a comfortable crowd to play for.
What makes you say that, Linda?
I don't know, because I couldn't remember the last verse. Yeah, and you know, your heart stops.
That's what, twice this set, Linda?
That's what?
That's twice, you know. I've helped you out.
I'm surprised how you helped me out. Only twice?
Here's another song that we wrote years ago, sitting up the back of our property, and in the month of October. It was a great month. It was really, I think it was 2001 actually, when we were up there. Every night we had a big tree up there that we put a swing in.
Little porch swing.
And we go up there and sit and look at the Alleghenies and watch the airline trails go up as the sun went down. Then we go down and fix supper. And as the day was getting dark, we eat a late supper. And
I got another one. Not to worry. You're going to worry anyway. Okay? That's it. Thank you.
third time, that's the third time.
I'm going to be beholden when this show's over.
So later on, we decided to write a song about October. I'll never forget it, 2001, September 11th, 2001, 9/11. And we were used to going back up there and sitting on the hill, watching the jet trails. You know, you'd see 30 or 40 of the jet trails coming in. They just formed. And we went back up that night, and there was one. We saw one. And the President of the United States was in Florida when it happened. When the buildings got hit, they flew him to Omaha for safety's sake. And then at some point in time, he said, "I'm going back to D.C. Get me back to D.C." And we knew that. And we looked up and said, "Well, there's old George W. right up there, flying back to D.C." So,
His header, the Bin Laden family leaving town.
excuse what?
Because either him or the Bin Laden family leaving town.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. All right, Lenny, you ready
Okay,
to try this?
October Light. 1, 2, 3. I gotta get in tune. We're not in tune together.
Golly dang. Folks, if this show gets too slick for you, let us know, okay? My Lord. One string at a time, dear. One string at a time.
I've done it. That's the one.
That's a bad one. That's a bad one, yeah. See that little thing up there at the end of her banjo? That's the electronic tuner. And not only did not save our career, that little thing, it saved our marriage. We used to really just now we have a referee. You know, it's a referee. It tells you. You know, we don't have to argue back and forth.
Does that feel good? 1, 2, 3. Each day we walk upon the hill to watch the setting sun play on the trees and fields until it falls and day is done. Yellow, orange, blue, and rose, the colors neon bright. The evening sky is all aglow with this October light.
We sit together in the swing, our faces to the west, and talk of what tomorrow brings and what today has left. We trace the dimming day as dusk fades to night, so we don't miss a single ray of this October light. Oh, the long dark shadows eulogize the sun fleeing southward in the sky. There ain't no saving daylight when heaven's lamp turns down. September memories take flight as the seasons turn around, and so we feast on eventide, 'cause November's chilling bite is waiting on the other side of this October light. The evening sky is all aglow with this October light. We don't want to miss a single ray of this October light.
Okay, well, let's just do Maybell. I got this. And
Okay,
then,
great.
And then we'll, okay,
Then we'll what?
and then we'll do Torn.
Okay, great.
Okay.
All right, great.
I'll do you a song here. We talk about the people that, really have inspired us. Hank Williams and Jimmy Rogers, and of course the Carter family. Anybody been to the Carter Fold down there? And yeah, good. It's pretty special down there. And for a long time, one of the who was what sister what
Oh yeah,
it was it.
I'm supposed to
it
know
was-
this now, right? Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who.
What
was- okay.
Yeah.
Whose child was that? That ran the fold for a long time. Jeanette Carter.
It was Jeanette's daughter.
Jeanette's daughter, yeah.
Yeah, Jeanette was Maybell's daughter.
And so
Okay.
her granddaughter
All right,
ran
so
it.
there we
There,
are,
there
ladies
you
and
go.
gentlemen.
Took
You
us
will
a
be
while to get
quizzed on
there.
this.
And now her son or her nephew or something. I mean, this guy he sings. He sounds like AP. He's such a great singer, and we got to know him and used to go down there and where they used to be at Macy Springs, and the house is still there. And they made this great venue called The Fold, where mostly people go to dance. I mean, it's a concrete floor, and they come with their tap shoes on and dance to fiddle tunes and stuff. It's a treat if you have never been. And anyway, so we wrote this song about Maybelle Carter, who was a great, great musician and a fabulous singer. I saw silver-spangled cowboy hats and gold-plated Cadillacs at the Country Music Hall of Fame. Stuff that once was Willie's, Hanks and Webbs and Kitties, and all the stars we know by their first name. But the one display that took my breath away, it was Maybelle's guitar and Monroe's mandolin, standing there together like they were next of kin. Lord Gibson's from the past, side by side behind the glass, Maybelle's guitar and Monroe's mandolin. Bill Monroe, of course. Well, the Bill found his in a barber shop, and he knew from the first chop he could make that F5 ring. And Miss Carter's fingers came alive when she played that big L5. Her hand looked like a threshing machine. Bill, fine and true, up in Kalamazoo, it was Maybelle's guitar and Monroe's mandolin, standing there together like they were next of kin. Lord Gibson's from the past, side by side behind the glass, Maybelle's guitar and Monroe's mandolin. Well, the Country Mountain Girl and the Bluegrass Boy, well, they sure made a lot of noise with those old arch tops in their hands. Before the glamour and the glitz, they were making hits way back when the story first began. Before the nudie suits and the flashy cowboy boots, there was Maybelle's guitar and Monroe's mandolin, standing there together like they were next of kin. Lord Gibson's from the past, side by side behind the glass, Maybelle's guitar and Monroe's mandolin, standing there together like they were next of kin. Lord Gibson's from the past, side by side behind the glass, Maybelle's guitar and Monroe's mandolin.
Hey, I got an idea, Linda.
Yeah,
Let's sing a Carter family song.
good thinking.
Since we did that song about Maybelle, do you have one in mind?
I do.
Oh, you do? Okay. Well, what one would you have, Linda? Could it be Keep on the Sunny Side?
No.
It's not that. Okay. Could it be, I don't know, what, the Cyclone at White Cove? Cyclone at White Cove. It's not that one either. Huh? Okay.
It's how twine mid the ringlets.
Oh, did they? I
Which
don't-
everybody will know is the wildwood flower.
Oh, I remember that.
But it was originally a parlor ballad, an old parlor ballad called I'll Twine Mid the Ringlets. And I came across them in a book, just was like taken aback by how beautiful the song was. And you know, the Carter family, of course, they did not have iPhones and tape recorders. And so when AP was roaming around the hills down there, you know, collecting songs, he had to write down what he could remember of the people, of what they sang, and then kind of flesh it out when he got back home and make it into a song. And that's how you got some of the weird lyrics that are in the kind of more popular versions of Wildwood Flower. But this is an unrequited love song, maybe the possibly most beautiful one I've ever heard. Is that me or you? I'm a little sharp there. Sorry.
That one right there, could you just add a little something?
That one?
No. Hey, while she's tuning, I got a joke. Okay, there's a lawyer. He's starting a new practice. Young, you know, right out of law school, and his first customers come to the door, and they're an ancient couple, just ancients. You know, he's hard of seeing, and she's lame, so she's telling him where to go as he's holding her up. As they get across the floor to his desk, it takes seemingly for 20 minutes, but after a while they get there. And he helps him get settled. Then he walks around behind his desk, and he sits there and crosses his hands, looks at him and says, "How may I help you?" And the old woman says, "We want a divorce." And he says, a divorce? Do you mind if I ask how old you are? He's 93 and I'm 91. Huh. Well, you being at that age, may I ask how long you've been married? We've been married 72 years. And he says, "That's all very interesting." And he's writing it down. He said, "Now, this haven't been determined. Why, at this point in your life, do you want a divorce?" And the old woman says, "Well, we ain't never gotten along. But by the time we figured that out, we had the kids. And we stayed together all these years for the kids' sake. And now that they're dead..."
Aren't you glad I was out of tune, you know? Are we there? That one still. This guitar is from 1918, so sometimes it... And this is an L1. And Maybelle played an L5.
That's good. That's
So-
good.
That's good. Oh, how twined the ringlets of my raven black hair. The rose is so red and the lilies so fair, and the myrtle so bright with the emerald hue, and the pale Araneides and ice lips so blue. I'll sing and I'll dance, and my laugh shall be gay. I'll seize this wild weeping, drive sorrow away. Though my heart now is breaking, he never will know. His name made me tremble, and my pale cheeks to glow. I'll think of him never, I'll be wildly gay. He told me he loved me and promised to love through ill and misfortune all others above. Another has won him a mystery to tell. He left me no warning, no word of farewell. He taught me to love him and called me his flower. That blossomed for him all the brighter each hour. But I woke from my dreaming, my idol was clay. My visions of love have all faded away. My visions of love have all faded
This is,
Thank
ladies
you
and
so
gentlemen,
much.
this is more fun than people our age should have. Thank you very much for coming to see us and letting us pretend like we're young. And it's really a fun night for us to be here. What a nice audience. What a great place you have in this wonderful little town, Rock Hall. So the main place, it's just really a nice place. And the sound, the crowd, I mean, the crew, Matt, Denny, Becky, Clark, yeah, exactly. The most important one, Clark, back there on the sound. Let's hear it for him. He's done. We appreciate it. We hope you remember who we are, Robert and Linda Williams, and please do sign the email list. We don't get to come to these cultural meccas very often. Although I'm really glad to be here because for years we had the mantra: the smaller the town you live in, the better the chance we'll be there to play. And this really has proved to be the truth tonight. So we're glad to be here. And and if you're wondering, say, for instance, Robin and Linda are playing in Annapolis, for instance, or Baltimore, for instance, and you think, well,
Washington,
it's not that far. Just
Tidewater.
sign the email list, and we'll let you know where we're going to be. So, anything else? Anything else, Linda?
I think you've covered everything, Robin, except this last song, which we'll do for you. It's the title song of our latest recording, which we did about 3 years ago. And the song written from the writing of Frederick Douglass, called A Better Day Coming. At the end of another hard day, I look out over the bay for a glimpse at liberty's light in those big broad billows of white. When I see those proud ships sail away, my soul takes flight, and my sad heart is filled with grace, and hope burns bright. There's a better day coming, a better day coming, led by Father Abraham, where we'll all come running, running to the promised land. Well, I won't be praying for an early grave when there's no more masters and no more slaves. There's a better day coming, a better day coming, led by Father Abraham. ghosts at sea, so free to plow the deep, while I'm kept and confined in a life that isn't mine. Well, you move wherever you must be in the Maker's unfolding design. So one day may He deliver me from the whip and bands of iron. There's a better day a-coming, a better day a-coming, led by Father Abraham. Well, we'll all come running, running to the promised land. Well, I won't be praying for an early grave when there's no more masters and no more slaves. There's a better day a-coming, a better day a-coming, led by Father Abraham. If I could soar through the sky, to your safe mast I would fly. From these captive shores take wing, to hear the winds of freedom sing. Well, I never no more question why ships so smoothly sail, or birds effortlessly glide on a strong, steady gale. There's a better day a-coming, a better day a-coming, led by Father Abraham. Well, we'll all come running, we'll all come running, we'll all come running to the promised land. Well, I won't be praying for an early grave when there's no more masters and no more slaves. There's a better day a-coming, a better day a-coming, led by Father Abraham. There's a better day a-coming, a better day a-coming, led by Father Abraham. Thank you so much. What a pleasure to be with you. Thank you. What's that one we've been singing?
I think we should do. I got one.
Okay.
I think we should
What are we gonna do?
do this.
Oh, no. Oh, I know what it is. Okay, I got it now. Had to think of it. It's an a cappella song. Try it. Ooh. Oh, okay. So a good ooh. Okay. And it's one you can sing on. You've been watching us sing. Then found my lost sheep. Okay? Does that sound good?
We'll see.
We'll see.
What key do we do it in?
I'm not sure. Done found my lost sheep. Not too high. I got a little frog in my throat. I want to see him come jumping out. Anyway, it's got, it repeats itself, and it's lovely when everybody sings along. I can't even get a note. And it says, that's right. It's just good. It's good. Done found my lost sheep. No, it's too low still. Done found my lost sheep. Done found my lost sheep. Done found my lost sheep. Hallelujah. I done found my lost sheep. Done found my lost sheep. Done found my lost sheep. And that's the chorus, and it'll come around again a couple of times. My Lord had 100 sheep
One of them didn't go astray. That just left him 99. Go to the wilderness and seek and find. And if you find him, bring him back. Across your shoulders and across your back. Tell your neighbors all around. That lost sheep has sure been found. Done found my lost sheep. Done found my lost sheep. Done found my lost sheep. Hallelujah. I done found my lost sheep. Done found my lost sheep. Done found my lost sheep. In that resurrection day, sinner can't find no hiding place. Run to the mountain and the mountain move. Run to the hill and the hill run too. Sinner man traveling on trembling ground. Poor lost sheep ain't never been found. Sinner, why don't you stop and pray? You might hear your shepherd say, done found my lost sheep. Done found my lost sheep. Done found my lost sheep. Hallelujah. I done found my lost sheep. Done found my lost sheep. Done found my lost sheep.
Good job. Thank you. Thank y'all for coming. Had a great time singing for you.